Hello, my name is Ernie Boch Jr. I'm a Bostonian. I'm 58 years old, and I am here to talk about one Mr. Charles Lockwood era. Being a kid, I was born in the 50s, but I grew up in the late 60s. I was 10, 11, somewhere around there. You start to figure out what's going on, 10, 11, 12, 13. And the very first time that I even heard the name Charles Lockwood era was when I was a kid and I was tuning in radios. Back then, you had to tune in the radio. There was no digital. You had to find the station. And we found this station that this maniac, Charles Lockwood era, was on. And we immediately became fans, me and my friends. Then, as I got older, I became an incredible fan of what was then, which I didn't know, WBCN. And throughout doing what I was doing, getting into the business world, I had the opportunity to go to this legendary station that I grew up listening to. I'll tell you, it was a thrill of the lifetime. So I got invited to the studio of WBCN. This is probably early 80s, maybe just under the mid 80s. And I went in there slightly before 10 because I was invited by Ken Shelton. I was not invited by Mr. Lockwood era. Mr. Lockwood era, you did not invite me. So I went there, and Ken was very, very nice. And I was walking and when you walked into WBCN, those old radio stations, you could smell the records. You could actually smell the records. It was incredible. Hard to describe now. I don't know if you can even do that in radio stations now, but you could smell the records. So I walked in the studio, and there was Ken Shelton. Ken was literally on the air at the time, and he waved to me, and during the break, he got off and he started talking to me and he showed me around the station, and it was just an honor. I was getting goosebumps doing it. And then I was there for a while, and somehow in the next room, Charles Lockwood era was having a meeting. I don't know if he did it every day, but his whole staff was in one room, and they asked me to go in the room. And I had kind of known the promotional director, Chachi LaPrette. And I walked into the room. I didn't really know anybody in the room, just Chachi, just a little. I walked in the room, and this meeting was going on. There were a lot of people there. And this guy stood up, and he started pointing to me and yelling these things such as, "Oh, look at this kid. His father makes a ton of money. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing." I don't even know where it came from. It was like being slapped in the side of the face by your idol. That's the reason I'm a Republican today.